Welcome back, Cowboys Nation. This is Dallas Game Day, and today we step into a moment of deep emotion, reflection, and renewal. Because the Dallas Cowboys are returning from their bye week, but they are not quite the same. The locker room is haunted by a loss that goes far beyond touchdowns and tackles. Today we talk about what it means to grieve, what it means to unite, and what it means to rise again. We talk about the loss of Marshawn Kneeland, age 24, and how the Cowboys are responding to this tragedy while still looking ahead to their mission and their legacy. Let's set the scene. During this week off, the building at the Star became a place of remembrance. Marshawn Kneeland's locker, a symbol of promise in the franchise, was transformed into a memorial. Flowers, cards, tributes, the silent acknowledgement that the Star helmet covers human stories, not just statistics. According to police reports, Marshawn died by a self-inflicted gunshot wound after a traffic pursuit. The team paused. The league paused. And now the Cowboys step back to work under a heavier weight. Here's quarterback Dak Prescott speaking last week. This is a pain that you don't wish upon anybody. You wish Marshawn didn't have to go through what he went through. Just thankful for each moment we have in this life, and don't take it for granted. Hug and love on those that you do. That message hits, it reverberates, because as fans, we often think in terms of wins, losses, records. But this week reminds us, there's more. There's humanity, there's life. Stephen Jones, vice president of the Cowboys, offered this. We're stunned. You're playing a game that means a lot to a lot of people, but there are things a lot more important than that. Certainly that's what we're going through this week. Again, the message, we respect the game, but right now we respect the man. We honor the life, we grieve together. Now you might ask, what does this have to do with what happens on the field? The answer, everything. Because the identity of a team, the culture of a team, isn't built only on victories, it's built on character, on how you respond when the scoreboard doesn't matter. The Cowboys have an opportunity to let this moment galvanize them, to turn loss into legacy, to play not just for themselves, but for Marshawn, to show that the Star stands for more than Sunday nights, stands for respect and for resilience. Let's talk about the next challenge. The Cowboys return to action next Monday night against the Las Vegas Raiders. They're on the road, the bye week is over, the healing begins, the work begins, and the stakes feel heavier now because when you carry this in your heart, every snap matters a little more. Every block matters a little more. Every pursuit, every tackle, there's a story behind it. What will this team look like on that field? Here's what I believe. I believe you'll see an edge. I believe you'll see resolve. I believe you'll see a defense that wants to bury mistakes, a defense that wants to shorten drives, a defense that wants to flip field position and flip emotions. I believe you'll see an offense that knows it must step up, not just to win, but to represent. The Cowboys are still built for big plays, but now there's a bigger narrative. Honoring a teammate, honoring a brother, honoring a dream. Fans, this is your moment too. Because when your team is tested, that's when fans reveal their strength. Wear that jersey, stand tall, let every chant and every roar carry the memory of Marshawn. Let the energy of the crowd say, we didn't forget, this wasn't in vain. The Star rises because we rise together. So here's my challenge to you. When the Cowboys take that field next week, let your support be loud, let your presence be felt. Let your voice say, we believe. We believe in this team. We believe in each other. We believe in the Star. And we believe that what happened will make us stronger, not broken. In conclusion, the Dallas Cowboys are returning from their bye week under heavy mourning, but they're not returning to the same status. They're returning with purpose. They're returning with memory. They're returning ready to honor Marshawn Kneeland's legacy by becoming a team worthy of it. They're returning ready to fight for something bigger than wins, and that is the mark of a championship mindset. Now, I want to hear from you. What will you carry into that Monday night? What will you demand from this team, from yourself as a Cowboys fan? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you believe the star will shine brighter for what it's gone through, hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to Dallas Game Day so you don't miss our breakdowns, stories, and behind-the-star analysis. We ride together. We believe together. We win together. Go Cowboys!